Yo, what's up? It is someone that's no one here today. Welcome to the video. As you see in the title, we're continuing with the El Ranchero. Let's get it right where we left off. And of course, if you like the video, subscribe, like, comment, all the bullshit. And yeah, let's not drag because we got a ton to go over still. So let's dive right into it. So where we left off last time was where we were just getting ready type shit, all heading to the party. It was a fucking struggle to get to the party because we couldn't find it. And we showed up late, but luckily one of the homies were letting us in. So we got in fine with the normal price and shit. So let's start off from there. So I remember that Tyler, he pulled up and he let us out at this certain area away from everyone else so I could hop out too. So, they didn't see, we fucking put someone in the trunk, of course. So we get out and the plan was Tyler would go park in the parking lot and he just dropped us off right next to where the party was going to be. And I just remember I stretch and jump out that bitch when Marcel and Michael let me out. And I just remember seeing like this group of people that were just like right next to us type shit watch me hop out of the fucking trunk, like, and they were like all like whoa, like type shit, like all wide-eyed and shit. And just being honest, fitting all them people in the car was a challenge, and it was kind of a crazy thing to do. But Tyler pulls off and we're in this bitch, the El Ranchero. Now it's pretty dark out by this point. Big change since I hopped in the trunk, but the gang just waited around for a little until Tyler got back from the parking lot. And the ranch was pretty much like this. They had this kind of like, I don't want to call it a stadium, it's more like a ring, I guess. Mainly like a ring for like bullfights, if you ever see something like that. So a little ring that they have, and there's a ton of sand in this bitch. Of course I have to wear the cocaines. You don't know what the cocaines are? Cocaines are pretty much a nickname for some white high tops, or basically just white ass sneakers, white Air Force One, whatever you're wearing, white something. And yeah, basically, wearing those with a bunch of sand, you're pretty fucked. But while we were waiting, I remember fucking Marcel was playing with this horse that was in the stable. Like, what happened was, while we were like just standing around, the horse just popped out of fucking nowhere, like right next to Marcel, just like out of nowhere, just peeps up. A fucking big horse too, huge head and shit, and he's just like, well, fucking huge, bro. And Marcel was like, whoa, that scared me. And he just proceeded to pet the horse and stuff. Now, I have nothing against this horse or nothing, but I was just really ready to get fucked up and just get this party started. And there was already a good amount of people, and it was pretty early, like just 10, 15 or whatever. And yeah, so I was expecting this is going to be, a pretty good turnout. The music wasn't even playing yet, but tons of people were, just showing up. The party still had some time to grow yet. So Aaron told me, yo, we'll be back. Aaron and Richard went to go meet up with some of their homies that were coming to the party, and we would talk about them a little bit later. So I'm kind of happy that they had like their own group of friends too, because Michael, he was pissed for a good amount of time. Let me tell you, this guy was really annoyed that Richard came, because it's just basically, the shit that happened in the past. And I know, like, if it really comes to it, some hands would have been thrown, and or some bullshit would have went down, and we just didn't want that shit. We weren't on some fighting shit. We weren't about to, get into all that drama shit. We just wanted to turn the fuck up, have a good time, have a good night. But those two guys ended up leaving, and the five of us were left. So we didn't really see many people we knew at first, but some people pop up later on. Now, there's this kind of little small overhead stand, I don't know exactly what to call it, a viewing of something, and it was all like made out of wood, and it looked pretty old, but it was open to climb up onto. Like, there was these stairs leading up to it, and it fit like 3 or 4 people at the most. And basically, we go up on it. Evan, me, and Tyler go on it, I believe, and we get the view of the entire ring, the night sky, all that bullshit. It's pretty nice up there. nice little breeze going on, and we see the whole field and all that. And basically, we get a pretty good view of everything. And at this point, Evan and I agreed this was the best time for us to get going, like for us to get started and let's get at it. So we all had threw our money beforehand to Evan since he was the one who bought the bottles, and none of us gave a shit. And I think he ended up making like $20 off of us. But anyways, Evan pulls out the Ciroc first. I remember he got that bottle specifically for me. And like just kind of like, yo, I know you're gonna fucking love this shit type thing. And he pulled out the bottle of Bucanes, which smacked too. And I know Aaron and the guys were all over that shit. And it lasted a hot minute too, let me tell you. And it smacked. And I'm pretty sure Evan got a bottle of tequila for mainly himself. Now, I knew we should have gotten some more because we kind of ended up running dry in like an hour or two. And here's where we fucked up, or at least from what I remember. Now, I think we had like a Gatorade. Someone brought a Gatorade bottle or some juice or soda or some bullshit basically. And I think Marcel was the one to bring it. But I ended up, having to ask him, you think you could pour me up? And I'm pretty sure I did bring cups. Just from the last time where we played beer pong, if you remember that story. So I think I had a few cups on me, but then again, I think we might have had to ask. I don't exactly remember, but it was kind of fucked. Like we were kind of struggling in the beginning, but we're in this bitch. Let's get to it. We're getting teed. So I think it's only like 10-15 minutes, and I just kill this fucking bottle of Ciroc. I think I shared some of it with Michael, maybe some with Marcel or Tyler, maybe a little. I know it wasn't a lot because I know I mainly just fucking down this shit. And yeah, so I remember we ended up having to get off that little stand and stuff. Like the host just asked us, he just wanted everyone to kind of be in the ring and stuff. Everyone grouped up and stuff. That made sense. And I knew this guy too. Like I had class with him and shit, and we would always talk shit to each other, like not just like on some beef type shit, but just fucking around, being guys and shit. And anyways, I killed this bottle, and Evan, he's like, damn, already done with it. And it was a pretty decent sized bottle, not a fifth, but I think it was the smaller. If you ever see the Ciroc bottles, they're not that big, but they're it's quality stuff. It's pretty good. It's really smooth. If you ever get the chance, I mean, it's really good vodka. I really like it, but it's some nice shit, and that's what I'm saying about it. The party picks up a little bit, like kind of 30 minutes to an hour in, and I don't even think there was music playing. I don't think it started till like 11 or something, and it was all sandy and shit, but no one gave a fuck, and I was already feeling good. It was already like, all right, let's get it, boys. Like I'm starting to get hyped up. Now, here's what happened, or what was a real turnaround for Marcel, that is. So Tyler went up to Marcel and he was like, yo, is it cool if you drive tonight? Now, Marcel isn't the type of guy who wants to get absolutely obliterated, blackout drunk type of shit, especially at this time, because he wasn't even big on no type of drugs and other than like supplements and working out. So he wasn't even about all that. And even today, he still isn't, though, even though, he has some episodes we'll talk about, in the future. Now, Marcel kind of debated with himself, but he quickly said, sure, dude. And if you can tell, Tyler just wanted to get shit-faced with us. Because I'm pretty sure Tyler could already see it on me, but also everyone else. And just kind of this vibe that was starting to come into the air. Like, the party was starting. Everyone, was starting to get into it. And the music was about to come, everyone was hyped for that, and Evan comes through, man, out of fucking nowhere. Didn't tell us or nothing beforehand, but Evan pulls out a blunt, lights it up, and that really gets us going. And Evan, he said some bullshit like, drinking ain't enough, gotta get high too, and, that's fucking Evan for you. And if some of you are wondering, wow, you're a fucking scrub, you didn't even get weed beforehand. Okay, first off, chill, but at this point in time, I wasn't big on, weed. I wasn't a stoner at all. I just wouldn't smoke weed just to smoke weed type of thing. It was kind of more, the social situations, like at a party or have you guys seen in the previous stories how we do it so far, at least at this point in time. Now, I'm pretty sure Tyler and Marcel were in the same situation that I was, just with the stoner situation, and the real stoners of the group would have to be, Michael, Evan, Aaron, and Richard. Now, everyone's on it fucking these days, Jesus Christ. But I take some tokes, Tyler takes some tokes, Marcel takes some tokes. It was going. I know gang was there now, Richard and the other homies that Michael had beef with. Um, you know, they weren't around, but it still ended up bothering Michael for clear reasons. So at the beginning, this man wasn't feeling the party at all. Now I'm hype as fuck at this point, and it's just fucking starting, and I'm trying to get this man up with us because everyone else was feeling it at this point. I remember Tyler and I were so hyped, like we were running around the fucking entire ring, like we were probably looking like morons, but we were just so stoned and drunk and just overall happy. We didn't give a fuck. And I remember like we ran back to squad, and they knew, y'all are really fucked up already. And one person, the only person who wasn't Michael's still pissed. And I tried offering this dude a drink, turns it down. Offering him some smoke, turns it down. And I wasn't gonna settle for this bullshit. And it's just kind of like me. I try to get everyone involved too. And it's like, bro, we're out here. We're trying to have a good time. Don't get caught up in all that nonsense right now. It's just not worth it. It's not worth to kill your fun night or whatever. And later on, Michael got pretty fucked up with us, thanks to me and some of the others. But I then tried to link up back with Aaron and Richard for a little and meet a little bit of their squad, their friends and stuff. And they pulled up in their own whip. And I remember one of the dudes, he was nicknamed Smiley, and he asked me like right a fucking way. He was like, "You fucking with that white?" AKA that coke, for you guys who don't know. And I was just straight up, like, nah, I had no intentions of doing that yet at this point in time. So yeah, just, politely declined. But I met up with some of the others. Some of the people I knew I shook up with. Some of them were, some old homies I haven't seen in a minute, so that was cool. And, catch up and shit, drink some of the bucanas, and we get drunk, have some fun. And I'm pretty sure Aaron and the rest of his squad were pretty much kind of dealing up the party, like, getting some of that bread, or at least his homies were. Because I remember later on that night, we got some bud from him, and they did do a deal, which we will talk about, but we'll get there when it pops up. So I go back to the ring after hanging with them for a little while, and this time the music's playing. Everyone's vibing with it. The band's out, and if you couldn't tell, it's Hispanic music, which, it's pretty bouncy, so there's kind of this uplifting feel to it, and you just kind of go with it. And we hadn't really started to mingle much ourselves yet, just kind of been idle, talking, seeing some other people, seeing who's here and stuff, and just kind of standing around, getting drunk, smoking a little, just kind of doing our own thing. So Tyler came up, he was like, "Let's do a round of shots." I remember I had bucanas in my cup already from meeting up with Aaron and Richard and their squad and stuff. They poured me up. I think I might have actually gotten some ice in there. I don't know where the fuck I got ice, but I'm pretty sure there was ice because I remember it being cold. So it was like halfway full of just straight bucanas, which fucking smacks. You take a sip, it fucking burns. So it's kind of like, we were about to do a chug type of situation here. And, it going down, just sipping, it gives you this immediate pleasurable buzz and kind of leaves the impression, this is some fucking alcohol, some strong fucking alcohol, man. And I think all the stuff was either like 35-40% alcohol content. So, it gets the job done. So since I was already poured up, I didn't need any. It was a half cup at that. But the rest of everyone we were with poured up with tequila. It was that Captain Cuervo. Marcel poured up, Evan, Tyler. I don't believe Michael I think Michael did pour up, but he didn't ended up drinking. And these motherfuckers did not pour up just like one shot. These motherfuckers had like 3 shots in each cup. And basically, it got to the point, all right, we're going to chug this bitch. And everyone was like, hell yeah, we're going to do this shit. And I was just kind of like, shit. I'm just thinking, oh shit, I'm going to try, I'm going to try. But I just knew there's no fucking way I'm getting all this down with just a chug. I was on track to puke if I was going to do some of that bullshit. So I think I'm going to leave it off right there. So, yeah, we talked a lot. There's still a lot to go over, and there's a lot that happens throughout the rest of the night. So I hope you guys are enjoying this story so far. If you do, leave a comment saying so, like the video, subscribe, all that. It's been your boy, Someone That's No One, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.